The ethos was created to save people's souls. Yeah, we already read that. It doesn't really feel that way, because... they're trying to get the lost technology. I feel like that's only going to hurt humanity, not save it. It's not like they're digging up the cure for diseases or technology to help the world, like they're only digging up war machines. Like, it's hard to make the argument. Oh, they are? I don't think we've... Either they haven't said that or I missed it, but... all we've seen is the machines. People who built Babel Tower were so afraid of God's revenge they ran away to the sky. That place is Shavat, the house of sinning hermits. That's one thing to call it. The house of sinning hermits. See a treasure chest. It'd be funny if you could jump down from there. This room is prepared for people who have no one to turn to. No space one to turn to. We hope to save their souls and give them hope to live. Everyone died. Alright. Someone from the Ethos got into a huge gear and saved me. Some man named Master attacked us. It was very frightening. Master. Aha, you! Ask Billy if his dad holds a grudge against the Ethos or not. They say his father bombed the Ethos supply dump. Oh, my head hurts. You okay, sir? Why does Jesse attack the Ethos buildings? I heard he was once an amazing Atone. We, the Atone, are the swords and shields of the Ethos, so to speak. We fight with enemies such as Reapers and thieves to save people with faith in God. Well, I suppose that makes sense. People belonging to the Ethos must act modestly with generosity. To do that, we often read from the sacred scripts to return to a purer soul. Plundered by war and salvagers, destruction by the Reapers, we must meet the people's expectations towards the Ethos. Reapers are humans turned into things by God to pay for their crimes. They're sealed in the cursed land of the heavens, Shavat. Say Babel Tower is connected to Shavat, the exit is under close watch by our people. In spite of that, cursed Reapers continue to appear in this land. That's why the Atone are here to eliminate them. Yeah, what's separating, like, in terms of being banned, what's separating this from something like Final Fantasy X? Is it the word God? Is it the fact that 10 doesn't use the word God? Because I feel like the themes of Final Fantasy X and the themes of the church in this game are very similar. But, like, Final Fantasy X doesn't use the word God. So I feel like they get away with it. Or it just gets a lot worse, yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. But I mean, at the time period that this game came out, I think even just saying the word God was already bad. You know, like there were a lot of games that just had religious themes, didn't even go anywhere with it, just had religious themes that got banned in countries. So at the time period this came out, it was a lot stricter as well. But I've seen people say that nowadays this game still wouldn't even fly. So I believe you that it gets a lot worse. 10 doesn't get very, I mean, kind of depends on how you look at it, but like, again, it's separated enough to where it doesn't really matter. Well, 10 definitely does that too, but... Ellie, how is Faye doing? Yes, it looks like he is going to be alright. Come on, let's go to the infirmary. Again? She just came from there. And all these doors look the same, so I don't know which one I'm supposed to go in. Yeah. Wait, is that the guy from before? Yeah. I have no business with people not associated with the ethos. Well, okay then. I just go down the stairs. And then around the corner to the right, right? Yeah. Hello everyone, his treatment is finished. Wow, that was quick. Did Faye regain consciousness? Unfortunately, the patient hasn't regained consciousness yet, but there's no need to worry. When he recovers physically, he'll also regain consciousness. You can take him to your ship now. Thanks a lot. Please don't worry, I did my job as a clergyman. Where is Billy? I'd like to thank him. Oh yes, Brother Billy. He went back to the orphanage. He was worried about the children left behind. Yeah, I called that. We are in Billy's debt. We should go thank him. First, let's take Faye to the Yggdrasil. We can thank him afterwards. Faye, I'm sorry. I see that stuff as a real shame, like... I mean, I haven't seen where they take the religious themes in this game, so I guess we'll see, but for me personally, I think a game that shows the possibilities of religion gone wrong is important. Even if you are religious, such as myself. I can't reject a piece of... I cannot reject a piece of entertainment that shows the probability of a religion, whether or not it's mine or not, in a negative light. Because then I'm blind to my own, biases. Now, if they're making overarching claims of, this specific religion is bad, then, that's a yikes. But if they're just, if there's a religion in the game, whether or not it seems to be related to a real religion or not, and in the game negative things happen, that's just a tale of what could go wrong kind of thing. And it's something that we should look at and be like, that's a possibility, let's make sure that doesn't happen. Or that's something that is happening and us outside of the game need to work harder to make sure it doesn't happen, that kind of thing. So something like Final Fantasy X is a really great example where you can look at that and be like, this may or may not be a metaphor for X culture or X religion, but the story behind this is don't let this happen. Not necessarily, this is what's happening and you should be mad and you should hate this religion or something, But I don't know where this goes, so we'll see. But yeah, it's a shame to hear some people denounce certain pieces of media because they show a negative light on something that they hold dear, because that's, to me, just putting on the blinders, no, I don't think anyone in any religion should be saying, oh, that doesn't happen in my religion, And it's hard to say, religion, religion is a touchy subject, but perhaps we put it in a different light. Perhaps we say, politics, right? Politics are a bit easier to talk about. So, if we have a game that says, has some kind of something to say about politics, you should be able to look at that and be like, yeah, that happens, for sure. There's people in my side of the aisle that are bad people, and and yeah, like Retro said, have that. Not only should it not invalidate your views, but you should look at that and be like, that's a thing, and we should stop. I should work harder to stop that, or I accept that that's a thing, and it should hit you even harder. It shouldn't be something that you put your blinders to. It shouldn't be something that you're like, I shouldn't engage with this at all because it's negative toward, if nothing else, you should engage with it. I have a huge amount of respect for those in certain religions, political alignments, whatever, that do an extensive amount of research on the other aisle. And I know many of them in my life that, I can point to and say they've done almost more research into the things that call their whatever negative than the people calling it positive. And that's such a huge important thing. If you want to have any kind of good standing, strong standing in anything, you need to have a very good understanding of why people dislike it or why people disagree with it, or etc. So, but again, I don't know where this goes. If this goes to a place that's just being hateful, then that's something else. But showing an example of how religion can go wrong is not only should be acceptable to us, but also even something that maybe we should embrace, in my opinion. But we'll see, because who knows? It could just be hateful. I've seen that too. I've seen that in games where obviously the person who wrote it just had an agenda and was just like, I hate this thing and I want people to also hate it. And when it comes across as that, then it feels like, you know, that's a problem, and it's something that I could understand being banned or looked down upon. But certainly not something like Final Fantasy X. And this is Squaresoft, so, like, I genuinely think that this will stay in a space that will be thoughtful and challenge our way of thinking and not just being hateful. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I see, so Faye will recover if he continues to rest. I'm relieved to hear that. It seems the orphanage is located to the southeast of the Ethos headquarters. And it feels like in general companies have gotten better at that too. Like Nintendo used to be like, oh, you said the word religion in your game? Destroyed. And now it's much more like, you know, and I don't know, it's not perfect by any means, but it's gotten better. Yeah, that's a good point too. They have both sides. It's not just this is what could happen with religion. Like there's the positive spin on it too, which is important. As long as you show the positives and the negatives, I feel like it's up to the viewer to discern where they lie. But if you only show the negative and you only show it in a hateful way, then that's where I can agree with censoring, which I very rarely agree with censoring anything, but that's one instance where I would at least understand it. I would understand censoring it or banning it when in a specific scenario, if it's just hateful. And it depends on where the world is at as well, you know? We're living in 2024. The year 2024 was a lot different than the year 1998, so... tough for me to take things offensively when it comes to politics or religion or something like that. Because again, I just take it as, you know, here's what happens when it goes wrong, or, you know, here are the things that we need to avoid. It only really comes off as offensive if it's like, again, hateful, I think is the right term. I think that if it comes across as hateful, that's when most people can agree that there's a problem. Yeah, or if it's very obviously an agenda, too. I don't think anyone likes that in really any entertainment. When you go into something for entertainment, you don't want an agenda. I would imagine for most people. There's a right and a wrong place for it, and entertainment is usually the wrong place for it. Usually. But yeah, I tend to have a pretty open mind about that stuff. Like, again, like, even if a game kind of only shows the negative side of, say, a political spectrum, I usually don't take that as they're trying to make me hate that, or, you know, whatever. I usually take it as like, oh, this is where it could go. This is what could be if we let that side get out of hand. You know what I mean? It's not all. It's definitely case by case, but yeah, I genuinely. Some people play Final Fantasy X and they genuinely like think that it's anti-religion, and to me, it always came across as like, this is what could go wrong if people blindly follow and don't critically think. That's what it doesn't feel like it's attacking even religion or any specific religion. It's attacking blind faith when there's a very obvious problem. So, you know, and that's always how I took it. Even as a kid playing the game, I always took it that way. And when people would say it's anti-religion, I would say, no, it's not, you know. But I could see the argument, but that's just never how I took it, so I just went around in a circle. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lost in the sauce here. Yeah, but again, you know, even if it weren't for the blind faith thing, I generally look at it as a what-if scenario, because it's fantasy. It's not, you know, when I play a fantasy game, my brain is in fantasy mode, so I'm like, you know, this is what could happen. It's not, you know, what is happening, or what, it's not realistic. If it was a more realistic game and it was using real people that I recognize, and it was, then it would be like, whoa, but it's a fantasy environment. I take it as a fantasy. Ooh, that thing's different. But, you know, I respect people's feelings on the matter too. Like, if they play a game like this and they feel like it's too much, that's fair, you know. That's still a fair emotion. I wouldn't just say, you know, well, it's fantasy, so don't be offended. Like, if you're offended, you're offended. That's the way it goes. But for me personally, no, I don't think it takes a lot to offend me in terms of like a fantasy story. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I genuinely like get to the later parts of this game and I'm like, wow, this is offensive. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think everyone's feelings on it are valid. You know, I don't take my, if I get offended by it, don't feel like you have to be offended by it. If I'm not offended by it, don't feel like you have to be not offended by it. When it comes to that kind of stuff, it's very personal. It's your core values and your beliefs are gonna change the way you feel about it, so. If you gotta call corporate, go right ahead. You call them. You tell them they wrote your name incorrectly on the Starbucks cup and you want a refund. What the? Defense down. Now, I wonder if that sticks. Probably not. From what I've heard, I haven't really heard of anyone being offended by this game, so I think we're probably fine, but we'll see. I think people more of just think it's bad, like writing, or it's like not good. Like, a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about the second half of the game. but not so much offensive. I don't think I've heard anyone say it's offensive, just that they don't like it. So. We shall see. Also in discount. That's cool to hear. Man, I tell you, man, the amount of people that say that this is their favorite game, it's insane. It's like, genuinely, and I know it's a bit biased because I'm playing the game, so obviously people see that I'm playing it, and then they come in one, you know. But like, even before I started playing it, the amount of people that said Xenogears is their favorite is really wild. I don't think I've heard anyone like specifically say they dislike this game. Only that they dislike the second half. But it's always under the guise of like, or under the terms of like, I loved the first part and it's just a shame the second part wasn't as good. Kind of like, the reason they dislike it is because the first part's so good that it's a shame that the second part is worse. You know what I mean? That's usually how they say it. Whack. I'm curious to see if I dislike the second half as much as people seem to dislike it. Nothing. Literally nothing other than the fact that people dislike it. I know nothing else. There might be gameplay, I don't know. I don't know why I keep saying Babel. I know it's Babel. It's just hard when I'm reading out loud. Reading out loud is hard. Bagel Tower. Does this have a different song now? I feel like I didn't have this song before, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Well, it's interesting you say that. I feel like a lot of people were saying it's the story that goes downhill. I wonder how... I mean, I don't want you to get too descriptive here, because I want to experience it for myself, but I wonder how the combat gets worse. Just because, like... Oh, I see what you're saying. Man, I'm fascinated, honestly. Like, I really want to see... I really want to see what happens. Oh, how are you? How is Faye doing? Very well. I don't know about that. He hasn't regained consciousness yet, but he should come around soon. Really? That's good to hear. Billy, I don't know quite how to thank you for helping Faye. Don't mention it. We may believe in different gods, but none of us can leave people in need. Thank you very much. By the way, is this your orphanage? Surprised there are only children? My sister and I haven't had parents since we were infants. So I opened an orphanage so kids without anyone wouldn't have to go through what we did. They're all healthy and obedient to the teachings of the ethos. They're all good kids who even help me with work. This is kind of random, but back to what we were talking before about the religion and stuff. I think it's also... I think what this game does well, and what good games do well, is even if you have an overarching story of like, oh, the religion went bad, if you have characters that are good, that helps immensely, because that makes it feel like it's not necessarily religion bad, people in religion are bad, all religious people are bad. Like, it's more of like the overarching religion just fell apart or went the wrong way or became corrupt, but like the people inside are their own people with their own reasons and thoughts and morals and stuff, you know what I mean? So like that really helps to not be as offensive. If you do have a story that happens to be about a religion going wrong, a very good way to make it less offensive is to have people in there that feel like they're good people. Anyways, that's like totally aside. Bart! Yggdrasil's radar picked up an image of a huge ship. What? Gebler again? I don't know, but it's moving at 10 Repsol an hour to the south. Let's head to the bridge. Got it. Be right there. Hey, you in the black and white. Are you Sigurd? Is that any way to speak to someone? Who do you think you are? You just asked who your name was. He just asked who you are. Ah, you may not look it, but he is our senior. Senior? Jesse? Siggy? He said Siggy? A silver-haired man with amber skin. I'd say that's rare. What are you all doing here? It just sort of happened. A lot's happened. Well, let's talk about things over some drinks. So, why are you all here? What? This dialogue, man. Why are you here? A lot of things happened. Well, let's talk about it over some drinks. Why are you all here? Siggy, it's been a long time. What's with the eye patch? Billy, you've grown up. With that smile, you look just like Raquel. Raquel? Hey! Who are you? Get all cozy with my officers, huh? And what's all this Siggy stuff? Don't get cute, kid. What's with you? Why are you so arrogant to Siggy? Who do you think you are? Billy, don't yell at Sigurd's people. It's bad form, boy. Bart, this was my senior when I was a candidate for Elements in Juggin. I rented a room in his house. Back then he was still in diapers, and he's still a whiny little brat now. You're probably still in diapers, aren't you? Wow, Billy just... this whole time, Billy has been like the, you know, my father is such a hooligan and I'm a proper man, and then he's just like, probably still in diapers, aren't you? You punk, what's your problem? Well, then, shall we go straight off and drink ourselves under? Where do you plan on going? What do you mean? There has to be a bar or two on board your ship. I have a slight headache. What? That's okay. We'll get rid of that headache with a good drink. What are you going to do? I can't just say no to him. What are you doing? Let's go. Hey now. Ho ho ho. What happened to the ship? I thought we were going back to figure out what's going on with the ship. Now we're gonna go have a drink? I'm not going. Go ahead and have a good time. What about the ship? What about the 10 absols an hour? What about the... What's this huge ship Sig was talking about? I don't know, but they're just going to have a drink now, I guess, huh? I am sorry, everyone, if I may be excused. Oh well, I guess I'll go. I've got time to kill. Well, how is Rico here? What is going on? Rico's here now? What is happening? They can't launch the Yggdrasil because Sigurd isn't there. He must be in the gun room or somewhere. Oh, great. Here we go again. Find the NPC on the Yggdrasil. They might as well have called this game Yggdrasil Hide and Seek. The gun room? Is that the room before the engine room? Yeah. Yeah, great. I know I'm gonna... Next time I go to the bar and, you know, some chick walks up to me, I'll be like, hey, I know the exact layout of the Yggdrasil in Xenogears. I see, this is the place you begged to return to, eh? Well, yes. After you left, Billy cried a lot. I'm sorry. When you left Solaris, the same thing happened. Carr was quite upset then. I didn't mean to betray him. His misanthropy has gotten even worse because of that. Now, enough about old times, old friend. I did not expect to find you loitering in this land. Everyone! Everyone what? How are they ever going to learn the layout? At least they made the Yggdrasil 1 and the Yggdrasil 2 the same layout. Also, what is going on? Why is he just walking back and forth laughing? I haven't hit the booze for a long while. It's all because my son doesn't let me drink. This is a great bar you've got here, old codger. Why, thank you, my good man. This old codger has good character. Like his booze. I like him. No one can stop our old friend now. Sigurd, I need you to go to the bridge so we can, like, chase down this ship. It's important and stuff. No? Okay. Guess we'll just solve it ourselves. Rico, take the wheel. Good, we need you to operate it. Hold on, let's get a sound effect real fast. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that you were there. Want to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded? The Franz Collection, number 35. That was a banger. The Franz Collection, number 103. Pretty nice, pretty nice. One more. 96. Alright, we need one more. 8. That was a door opening. Classic. That was me in the bathroom. I believe it. I believe it. So what the heck? They said talk to Sigurd. I talked to Sigurd, now he's just standing there. Mature yet modern atmosphere, that is what I offer you. A bartender's life isn't all that bad, you know? Oh, I don't know what to do. He's just saying the same crap. He's just saying the same crap. I'm gonna stand in his way so he can't drink anymore, and then Sigurd will stop being distracted and go pilot the ship. Alright, that was not the solution. Get wrecked, pet friend. Margie, tell me what to do. What a relief. That was not what to do. Choo-Choo can't do Muchu anything either, so I'll just be a dependent Chew. Alright. Someone redeem a Fortnite joke. How dare you. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Yggdrasil hide and seek once again. Maybe we talk to Billy. Billy, go rescue your father so Sigurd can drive the boat. Where did Billy go? What is that? Some Frankenstein chair. Wait, I can get up here now. Hey, read me this book. Alright. Yay! Long, long ago, there was a woman named Zephyr. She wanted to be a god, so she built a tower that reached up to heaven. Then she built a city at the top, but God got mad and destroyed her tower. So she had to live in a hideout for sinful hermits. After that, she never returned to the earth again. The end. That was the worst story. What kind of story is that? It's similar to the real Tower of Babel, but... yeah, no, that was not a story. Is there really a hideout for skinful termites? It sounds scary. I'm gonna have to confiscate your books. Dude, I want a giant Frankenstein chair. That thing is awesome. Wait a minute. There wasn't any paper, so I used this book. Did you want to use it? Did you just... did you just wipe your butt with this comic book and then give it to me? Not very comical anymore. What? You think the translator just gave up on that one? Sounds good, huh? My dad gave me this bell so I would never get lost, but my dad has no sense of direction and gets lost a lot too, so he also has the same kind of bell. He went to the Ethos headquarters but never came back. He must have gotten lost on the way. He's so silly. What? That bell? How did you get that? Hey, you didn't happen to meet my dad, did you? Where is he? Oh no, that wasn't his father. Listen, son, your father's gone to a faraway place. Here, this is his bell. My father's a liar. He said he would go away and live by ourselves, just the two of us. I've waited so long. Oh, Daddy, why? But thanks. Thanks for bringing Dad's bell back. It'll cheer me up. As thanks, I'll give you my dad's favorite book. Alright. That was awful. I don't see this book anywhere. Oh, book 3. Helpful Hellfire teachings. What? We are a library now. I can't even... Is it a book for my gear? No. No Dr. Seuss here. Billy. Where'd Billy go? Billy. 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 The X-Men? What about the Y-Men? What? Okay, listen. There were a bunch of bookcases in the Ethos headquarters that I thought had secret things behind them just because of the way the map looked. But then I realized, like, oh, they all have that, so they must not be secret. And this one had one, and I just went up to it as a joke. It actually was a secret thing, and apparently what I was supposed to do. What do you need? Excuse me, I must go and greet some people. Please don't go searching through others' rooms. That's what I was supposed to do? That's what I was supposed to do? What? Wow, Uncle Stone. Hello, are you all happy? I'm very glad I accidentally found that because we could have been looking for hours. Bishop Stone! Oh, Billy, my son. Unless this isn't actually something we have to do, but I'm guessing it is. Sorry to bother you when you're busy. And who are these people? They are travelers from another country. Oh, by the way, about your earlier message. Yes, about work. Yes. The Ethos transport ship that went missing finally turned up, but there's no reply. What does it mean? Perhaps Reapers again. Billy, can you do the usual? Right, no problem. Leave it to me, Bishop. Thanks. It's a little scary. It's to the northeast from here. Please be careful, it's a dangerous area. There are some pretty fast sea currents, and it's best to stay away from the salvagers. You'd better go in a big ship. Hey, is that the massive ship Sig was talking about earlier? I don't know if that was it or not. From what I hear, it's a place where the currents are really fast. It's supposedly very dangerous for small ships, but the Yggdrasil will be safe there. No matter how big the wave or swell, it's no problem. Besides, we have help from Faye. We do? Let's get aboard. I'll see you off to there. What? We could even help you finish your job. I agree, you saved Faye. It's the least we could do. Thanks, but this doesn't involve you. Just me is enough. But isn't that place dangerous? If there's anything we can do to help, I don't want to get you involved. Billy, my son, don't waste their good intentions. That sub is theirs, no? Why don't you cooperate with them? But Bishop... Yeah, it's no fun to travel alone. Let's help. Billy, it's best to go with friends. Weird coming from Ellie. Well, if you insist, thank you. I appreciate it. I thank you deeply. Billy, take care of these people. Report back to headquarters after you get back. Yes, Bishop. Thank you. Let's see what tomorrow brings. I'll come as soon as I'm finished preparing for tomorrow. Go on ahead. I'll tell you more on the way there. That was a very frustrating series of events. I go in the sub, and they're like, we need to go talk to Sigurd because he's the only one that can pilot the ship. So we go over to Sigurd, and we just have a conversation about nothing. And then we have to go back and find Billy behind a secret bookcase. And then he's the one that tells us what the ship was. So, like, what was the idea from the development standpoint of, like, how do we get the player from point A to point B? Like, what was that? That was, like, so out there. There was nothing to help, like, guide me to that. It was just completely random. They can't launch the Yggdrasil because Sigurd isn't there. He must be in the gun room or somewhere. So wait, now we have to go. Why didn't we just do this before? Or why did we even talk? I'm so confused. Why was that part with Sigurd before even there? Why not just have us talk to Billy and then be like, we gotta go find Sigurd, instead of let's go find Sigurd, let's go find Billy behind a bookcase, let's go find Sigurd again. Like, what? What a bizarre section this was from, like, a game development standpoint. Alright, well, this is a good place to stop because we're gonna go to this place with Billy, I guess. I'm hoping it's like a on-foot kind of dungeon that we can explore a bit, but yeah, man, what a interesting section. That boss fight was really fun, and definitely a lot of cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's coming after this and where things kind of fall apart, so I can give my own interpretation of it and see where we're going with all this Billy stuff and everything. So very excited to see what comes after this. This was a good part of the game, though, for sure. I enjoyed the boss fight. I enjoyed the stuff with Faye and everything, and I like also they're doing a cool thing with Faye and Ellie that's kind of similar to Tifa and Cloud, where, like, Faye was enthralled with Ellie, but Ellie wasn't having it. And then they had their moment on the ship, or on the debris, where it felt like Ellie was finally coming around. And then now we've lost Faye. So now it's like the shoe's on the other foot, where it's like Ellie wants to maybe not be with Faye, maybe not yet, but, like, at least, you know, have Faye with her, and now she can't have him. So it's like this cool, like, you know, shoe on the other foot thing. So I like that a lot. I'm curious to see what happens when Faye wakes up. I really hope I really hope when Faye wakes up we have an actual moment between them, instead of, like, what happened when Ellie joined and it was just like, oh, Ellie's here now. And it was like, because again, like, the feelings feel all over the place. It's like they build up these moments and then they kind of go nowhere for a little while, and then they'll randomly show up. It's weird. So I hope that, like, when Faye comes back, we actually have, like, a cool moment with them. But we'll see. But yeah, that's it for Xenogears today. Awesome time. Thanks so much for watching. We gotta say goodbye to YouTube now. YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Let's play Xenogears, and we'll see you in the next episodes. Thanks again. Peace.